Clap it up, everybody. Clap it up. All right. It's the tallest it will go. Okay.
It's a scientifically proven fact that there's nothing more excruciating than long-distance love. We all know that long-distance love can make miles seem exponentially longer. Long-distance love can make time pass inexplicably slower. By the time I met my first true love, it was easy to see that she was going to be this kind of painful, exquisitely painful long-distance love. But she was a music lover, and the way that she helped create less distance between us, bring us closer together, was through the mixtape. She was a master at the mixtape. I had questionable musical taste before I met her. I listened to kind of nasty guitar crap, but she was patient with me, and she decided to teach me through these tapes. And this is obviously well before Spotify, well before even CDs, when you had to have the double cassette deck and transfer one song to the other and be really good with those pause keys and record keys. And this really came in handy because, as I said, it's long distance. She was going to college in Delaware, and I had my first job in Boston. And these little life rafts basically kept me afloat during those terrible times apart. I mean, she could really weave with music. It was like the tape was a loom, and her warp and weft were singles from obscure 90s alt-rock bands. A true master, like I said. And they were wonderful to listen to, and it was fine. It was helping to make these terrible times go by faster. But then one day in the mail came the mother of all mixtapes. This one was different. This one felt deeper, richer, more raw, more everything. It was as if she was looming again, but with maybe slightly scratchier threads, some that maybe felt a little bit scratchy, those little blankets that she sent, those tapes. And there's a problem with reaching perfection. This was a master at the top of her craft. It made the distance impossible to handle. So I did what any person would do. I decided to surprise her. So, cut to me. I'm armed with flowers, and I'm gonna hop in my car to drive the 6 hours down to Delaware, listening to this amazing tape the whole time. So 347.5 or so miles later, I arrive at her dorm room door. And I knock on that door with the flowers behind my back, and she opens it, and I got exactly the response I was looking for. Absolute surprise. She comes out of the door, closes it quickly behind her. Too late. I had seen him sitting on her bed. So, I knew the guy, and I'd met him before, but the best part was I was just like, okay, so that's her best friend's boyfriend's friend. And his name is Randy. Why does it always have to be a Randy? Well, so she says she wants to get in it. She's like, well, didn't you get my tape? I said, well, I did, of course. She said, well, did you listen to it? And I said, of course I listened to it for like every day since I got it a week ago, and also the entire 6-hour drive down here. Well, it's amazing how she could express herself with other people's words. And while I felt my heart shatter into a million pieces, I could see in those little reflections moments that we had had together where I had to pull words out of her and I had to get to the bottom of what was going wrong, seeing what she was feeling, always guessing, always not knowing. And I'd seen it in her family too, and it was clearly something that was probably not going to go away for her unless she really worked on it, and I was kind of saddened by that. But you know, you just have to walk away at a certain point. And on the long, excruciating drive home, I did listen to the lyrics, and some were pretty good. The problem with Breakup by Mixtape is that not everyone is a lyrics person, so I hadn't listened to any of the goddamn lyrics for a week plus. I like the tunes. If only for a minute or two. I want to see what it feels like to be without you. I want to feel the touch of my own skin against the sun, against the wind. Wow, that and 10 more songs like it made it pretty obvious that this was heading for a breakup. Well, what I thought was going to be a reuniting with my true love ended up just being reunited with singlehood. And that singlehood allowed me time to really discover what it is I was wanting in someone. Someone who was really gifted at speaking their voice and their feelings, so I didn't have to guess for them or get broken up by Mixtape again. And I ran into a new music lover, and I played a lot of mixtapes, those old mixtapes. I played them for this new music lover. And she said, "You've got really good taste in music." So I told her this story.